Hey guys, welcome to the A1 with Moyin. So our quarantine series that we did last year, those amazing YouTube lives, have been turned into podcast episodes. So season 1 of the A1 with Moyin podcast is now live on all podcast streaming sites. Wherever you listen to your podcast, it's there. But we have little replays right here on the YouTube channel. So on this episode, I interview fashion and beauty content creator Estare. Originally from Nigeria, this UK-based influencer has created a community of individuals that she constantly engages with through platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Let's talk a little bit about your upbringing, because you are a fellow Nigerian, you're Yoruba like me, and you live in the UK.
Yes, girl.
Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing in the UK?
So we moved here permanently when I was about, I always say 3 years old, but my siblings say I'm incorrect because I was too young to remember, but I'd say I was 3 years old. Before that, we lived in Nigeria. So I moved here. It was myself, my mum, my dad, my 2 sisters and my brother at the time. And I started primary school here. Apparently, I didn't like it very much when I moved over here. There was not a lot of freedom. Because growing up in Nigeria, there's a bit more freedom. You can kind of like roam around the area, the compound, and had a lot of family around all the time. So coming here, it was just kind of school home. We didn't really have a sense of community that much when we first moved. So according to my mum, I didn't like it very much. But yeah, I've actually been here ever since. I go home. Well, we used to go home every year to visit like my grandma, my cousins. And after a while, I think once we got a bit older, I just kind of stopped going. And I haven't been back to Nigeria in about like 8 years ago.
Oh wow, so it's been some time.
9 years, yeah. It was quite a while ago. So I've been told by everybody, oh, you need to go back home. It's changed and blah, blah, blah. I just haven't been back as like an adult, like a fully fledged adult, literally by myself. The last time I went was like with parents and family, and it was still under family circumstances. So I definitely need to take a trip back home and just experience it. But my upbringing was pretty normal. Raised under a Nigerian household, Nigerian values, culture, tradition, and that's still very much a part of me.
How was your family's response to you studying fashion?
Oh gosh, to be honest, this was after I done told them I'm having a baby.
Okay.
So at this
point, yeah. At this point, everything is okay.
Okay, get it how you can, sis. And that was literally it. So funny.
Yeah, that's
no. I mean, in all seriousness, they were happy that I was going back to school.
Okay.
Of course, they didn't particularly understand what I was going to study. Of course, you hear London College of Fashion. The only word that sticks out to you is fashion. Oh, you're doing fashion. Oh, you're doing fashion. It was like, yes, I'm doing fashion. Yeah, that's what it is. But they were happy. I guess they were like pleased to know that I was obviously going back into education, and I was going to get some kind of degree, more or less. And I feel like it's just your typical Nigerian kind of household. And they're happy to know that you're, in university, and especially after having a baby so young, you're again back on track in terms of your schooling and your education. So they were pretty much happy to hear it, more or less.
How did you kind of start really with content creation? Because it was not a career, it wasn't something that had a clear path back then. So how did you kind of start? What platform did you start on also?
I think I kind of just fell into it, to be honest with you. So again, the course I was studying at university, creative direction for fashion. I can't get my words. I was going to say content creation. Creative direction for fashion. It essentially, this was God's way of setting me up for having this job that I do now. So my final year of university, I was having a chat with my friends, and I was just like, just thinking of different things I can get into. And they were like, why don't you do YouTube? And they said, your hair's always really nice, your eyebrows are always really good, your makeup's really nice. Like, why don't you try and do some content on YouTube? So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a go. So my university, you could borrow equipment. So I borrowed some cameras and I don't know so I borrowed a camera and a tripod, and I literally just took it home, and I just saw what I tried my luck, and I did a video on the wig. Was it a wig or a weave at the time? I think it was a weave. Anyway, I did a video on that. Okay. And I uploaded it, and at the time I didn't really see it as anything. I just felt like, I enjoyed it. It was nice. Yeah. Watching it back, very, very embarrassing. I didn't like watching it back at all. I was so embarrassed, very cringe. Edited it and I put it up, and I was like, at the time I wouldn't say I was a content creator. I was literally just trying my luck and just seeing what could come of it. Yeah. I would only say I became a content creator when I was a lot more consistent, and when I felt like my content was a bit more to my personality. So as much as I was like doing videos on like hair and all these other things, I wouldn't say it encapsulated who I was. I would do videos on like wigs, and people would say, oh my god, you taught me how to make a wig, and I'm literally like, that video taught me how to make a wig, because I was just going with the flow. I was literally just testing these things out.
Seeing how it goes.
Like, I was learning as much as you are. And then obviously I jumped onto Instagram, and then I started using Instagram a lot more for business. So then I think that's when I guess I could say an actual career really started, because I wasn't working with brands before that. So that I would say that's when it actually really kind of kicked off, and I felt like I was actually creating content centered around a brief, which is what they taught us at university. You get a brief, you analyze the brief, you do your research, and then you obviously present the content, and that's what I would say a content creator is. Aside from obviously doing it from a genuine love and passion, in terms of my role and my job, that's when I felt like I was really being a content creator and really exploring different styles of content, photo, video, vlogs, and so on and so forth.
One thing that I think a lot of creators, especially right at the beginning, that we all struggle with is finding our own unique voice, unique way of doing things. Obviously there's sometimes other people who do something similar, especially within the beauty, fashion, lifestyle. It encompasses so much. How did you find your own voice and your own style? What was it that helped you with that?
To be honest, I believe I found my voice when I decided I wasn't going to create for the sake of creating. Okay. And I wasn't just going to upload things because it was the thing to do, kind of. And I think looking back on a lot of my past content, when I watch them, I can tell the ones that I genuinely loved doing and I enjoyed editing, recording, all that kind of stuff, and the ones that were just let me just do this kind of thing. And I think naturally in life, the things that you put your heart and soul into and you look back at it, you're like, I really enjoyed that moment, or it was a tough process, but I love the outcome. And it's like that for me now. So now I'm very much focused on creating things for the different platforms that I genuinely enjoy doing. So for example, on YouTube, I'm not just going to do videos on YouTube because it's what you do. I want to use my YouTube for the travel content and more for the vlog style content. Of course, I'd love to share like makeup and stuff like that on YouTube, but I feel like YouTube has enough of that as it is. Every platform has enough of that as it is. But the way I would like to do it, I feel like there are other platforms that would benefit me as a content creator to use other than YouTube. I definitely enjoy doing vlogs on YouTube. I love bringing people like movie style content, and you can sit there for an hour, you can watch a whole vlog. Literally, like, you can leave my house with me, we'll go to St. Lucia and we'll come back to London together. And that's what I like to present to people. So I think now I'm becoming more of the content creator that I would like to watch. digestible on all these different platforms. They have, photos on Instagram, they have funny TikToks, they have YouTube vlogs. This kind of well-rounded person that you can get different bits of on the different platforms.
Yeah.